Today's episode of the Ask Dr. Renee show is brought to you by Archon Mounts. Archon Mounts has been around for 28 years. They hold 6 patents and have a catalog of over 500 products. I am most familiar with the TW Broadcaster products, which are for cell phones, GoPro, and tablets. If you would like to purchase any of their great products, go to Archon and use my promo code AskDrRenee to receive a 10% discount so you'll be ready to be a broadcaster on Periscope or Facebook Live.
Good evening, everyone. This is Dr. Renee. This is the Ask Dr. Renee show. This show is here to motivate and inspire you to live the life that you deserve. Because let's face it, this is not a dress rehearsal. We only have one life, and we might as well live it right now. So I believe that everyone will be happy, and life is short. So what are you waiting for? Whatever it is you want to do it now. If this is your first time watching our show, some of our past guests have included Paul Carrick-Brunson, Elvira Guzman of The Elvira Guzman Show, Shanti Das, the hip-hop professional of Press Reset Entertainment, Cupid, R&B singer and line dance party king, and of course, Lisa Nichols. You can watch all of the past episodes on my YouTube channel, Ask Dr. Renee, and don't forget to subscribe. And but tonight, our guest is Dolvett Quince. Now, you have seen him on Steve Harvey, Rachel Ray, Kelly and Michael, and of course, he is one of the best trainers on The Biggest Loser on NBC. So, Dolvett, thank you for joining us this evening.
Thank you, Dr. Renee. Thank you so much. I'm glad we bumped into each other. I'm glad we can do this. By the way, you made this happen, so I'm just happy to be here.
Thank you so much. I love that chair, FYI.
Well, I call this my Game of Thrones. I'm my king. I do my thing. So
okay. Good. So let's get right into it. Anyone that has questions, you can submit questions via Twitter and send them to Ask Dr. Renee. Also, if you're on Google Hangout, you can use the Q&A function and do it that way, or you can type them in YouTube, and my executive producer will get them to us. So just keep your questions coming, and we'll get to them as we can. So, Dolvett, first of all, I learned a whole lot just trying to research for this episode, because we know a little bit about you from The Biggest Loser, but I hope by the end of this episode we'll know more about you as a person and not just the trainer on The Biggest Loser. Yeah. So tell us a little about your childhood, because the people that watch Biggest Loser, like my lovely family, we know a little bit, but please fill everyone else in.
Well, I was adopted at age 4. You know, my mother was a young mom. She had my oldest brother around 17 years old, and then my sister LaVon, and then me, and then my youngest brother Joseph. But she was very much more concerned with finding my father than kind of raising us. You know, again, she was trying to find love, et cetera, et cetera. So we were left at home maybe 2 or 3 days at a time by ourselves. And so social workers were coming in from time to time, threatening, till one day the threat became a reality. Police and social workers came and escorted and separated us. My older brother.
We can't hear whatever that is in the background. We can't hear. It's like really loud. If you have earbuds, that would be awesome. That would help. But whatever's going on.
See me look at my son? You see him?
I don't see him, but I figured that's what it
was. It was hard for me, you know. I think you know, being away from my mom and then being separated from my older brother and sister, it was just a very difficult time in my life. And my Aunt Joan was so adamant about keeping us together as a family. Are you hearing me okay? She really worked really hard to make that happen. So she found adopted parents, Mr. and Mrs. Alcock, who were just foster care parents. I walked into a home of maybe 14 kids, maybe, give or take, where, you know, back then, you know, foster parents just took kids in until they were put into homes. And I knew every single night that we would eventually, when me and my brothers were reunited, and my sister, that we would eventually leave and be separated again. But my sister kept telling me, calm down, it's going to happen. And sure enough, all the other kids left. We stayed there. And for 4 months, we were in a home that wasn't our home, but we were together. So one day we woke up, we were called downstairs, and they said, they being Mr. and Mrs. Alcock, we want to adopt the 4 of you and keep you together as a family. So it was a blessing.
That is amazing. So then the other thing I didn't get to tell you that I read, they were Jamaican.
Yeah, man, you don't know here. Yeah, man, yeah, man.
So my dad is from Antigua, so we have that in common.
Hey,
The
hey,
West Indian connection.
I know, yeah. All right.
Yes. So I think that is so awesome, and that is a great story. I think one day maybe there'll be a movie made about Dolvett and this, wonderful story, because that is amazing.
Yeah.
So once you got through all of that, what did you want to be when you grew up? Like, did you have any ideas, or you were just trying to you just happy to have a family at that point?
I mean, back then, I remember being really young and wanting to be a fireman like every other kid. But I think for me, it was an actor, a dancer, a painter, because all of those things come easy to me. So something in the creative arts. It wasn't until I got older I realized that helping people gave me the most joy. And so that kind of evolved into other odd jobs. But the core of me and the passion of me was I knew I had to do something where I felt like I was giving back to people. To some way.
So when did you move from Florida to Atlanta to start doing that? Or did you start in Florida? Did you start training people there?
No. All the training happened in Atlanta. You got to go back 94, 95. Like it was a while back, and really just came up and just started to do odd jobs here and there. I wanted to be James Bond. So I was the guy in the nice suit, but I also wanted to be the guy who knew about art and knew about women and knew about fashion. So I got odd jobs learning all those different things. And I eventually got a job at the YMCA. And the YMCA was cool because I just worked at the front desk. Someone said, hey, you're good with people. You have a good physique. You ever thought about being a trainer? I didn't think about it at the time, but I ended up getting certified. When I got certified through the Y, I was training elderly people and women and teenagers. So it was the best thing for me because I was quickly able to adapt to all these different generations and types and body types. And it was one of the best things that ever happened to me, because I was a young entrepreneur. I was starving to elevate my game. And so the Y opened up a lot of doors.
That is really cool. The YMCA of all places, not someplace, some fancy Equinox or something, the Y. And we actually, we still have memberships at the Y, the Matthews family. So we love the Y. That is really cool. So when did you start Body Sculptor? And I think the tagline for Body Sculptor is so amazing. Please tell everyone. I thought that was really cool.
I'm sorry. You tell me. What is it?
Oh, Lord. Now, I got to go find it. Give me a minute. Go and tell us how you started Body Sculptor. Let me find it. It was really cliche-ish, but cute. Yeah, I'll find it.
Body Sculptor, the cliche is changing lives one rep at a time.
That's it. That's the one I was talking about.
And Body Sculptor started actually through a good friend of mine. I worked at a place where trainers were able to pay the gym and then tell their clients what their value was. And that sung great to me. I was working again at a entry level. And then fast forward, I started, when I got my certification, obviously, I started training other people. I bumped into this guy who was a #1 radio talk show host in Atlanta. And he essentially started bragging about me. I transformed his body and it became very public. I was averaging about 2 new clients a week, if I was lucky. When he did his radio program and the transformations came in, I averaged 60 new clients a week. So that jumped so high, Obviously, I was doing so well. I took on other trainers. I taught them my form of training. And I opened up Body Sculptor. I formed a studio in Atlanta that was one of the best spaces in my life, one of the best opportunities.
Now, is it still going while you're away, or?
No.
Oh,
I closed Body Sculptor down about 3 years ago. It was just really tough.
Yeah.
Being, bi-coastal and dealing with all the things that I'm doing now with Body Sculptor, the books. I'm not Body Sculptor, sorry, Biggest Loser, the books. It was hard to keep that open. So it was probably the best thing and I'm doing something else now. So it's good.
That's perfect. So I have to tell the story. I always tell the story of how I know the guests. So first of all, me and my family are huge Biggest Loser people. And I told Dolvett when I saw him recently that I have met so many Biggest Losers, and I share the story of how we watch Biggest Loser on 3-Way. Me and my parents are in Michigan, my sister's down in Georgia, and we watch on the phone, and we watch Biggest Loser every week together, and have for probably every season. So, so then I saw Dolvett at Andrew Young's birthday party, and me and my good friend Anita Hathaway, we are both huge fans of the show. We tweet about it weekly. And so I said, look, and she said, oh my goodness. So we got together. We're like, okay, we have to go speak. And so we went and introduced ourselves, because Dolvett is one of my friend's trainers. Amara Kennedy was on my show on my season finale in December. So for those that have watched the show, you saw Amara out of Atlanta. He came on. And so that was his trainer. And he had a little thing of what he was supposed to be doing on his refrigerator. And so I was like, what's this? He's like, oh, that's what Dolvett told me. And so when I met him, I said, oh, I saw. And he's like, well, how's he doing? And I was like, he's doing his thing. So I ran into Dolvett 2 weeks ago at the airport, actually on the plane. We were both coming from LA to Chicago. And so he was kind enough to do this for us. So I'm so glad and so excited. So like I said, I always tell the story of how I know everyone. So this is how I know Dolvett.
Great story.
Yes. And Dolvett was the trainer when my good friend Tanya Winfield was on the show. And so she has nothing but great things to say about you, of course. So
She's awesome.
Yes, she is.
The episode party with me, so you got to watch for that.
Oh, of course. I watch Steve every day, so we won't miss that. And we will definitely remind everyone at the end, too. So, Dolvett, my mother purchased your book. So I was at home, and I was just reading away. I was like, this is a really good book. I told my sister, I said, we need to get that book. The book is really good. So how did that come to be? I mean, not everyone's an author, but the book is really good, and it's really easy to follow.
Well, it came to be, actually, it started in Atlanta with Body Sculptor. No matter how many times I told clients, look, eat like this, stop going out drinking, people still do what they want to do. So I had to find a way to work around people's habits and still give them the results that they wanted. And so 3121 diet essentially means eat clean, but lean towards eating clean and cheat once or twice a week. Earn the cheat, essentially, is what it's saying. So I told a little bit about my story. I have a lot of recipes in the book. I show you some exercise moves specifically that will benefit you and give you a guideline on what that is and how you can win in the space. So it's been an amazing book. It's been an amazing success, and I'm glad you like it.
Yeah. So please tell everyone, how did you go from Body Sculptors to The Biggest Loser? Because I'm sure that's everyone wants to know. How can I get on TV, right?
I think, honestly, I was just doing the right things at the right time. I felt that there was something about my private studio when it first opened up that was bigger than me. I hired a publicist when in the middle of building construction. The buzz of the radio show created this, this thing is bigger than me. The fact that I had some of the most amazing trainers that I've handpicked, celebrities started coming to my studio. So it was all these things that started happening. And I said, let me hire someone to promote me, promote the gym. And then I hired a manager, and the manager went out and they brought other people into it. And it just became this thing bigger than anything. And because it was so big, I started doing more commercials. I did 3 before I even had the gym. And then 3 became 7. And I did a lot of national commercials. And that led to things like the Tyler Perry show, is it Meet the Browns? What is it?
Meet the Browns? Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah. And I did a couple of episodes with him. And I think just the right place, right time. NBC called and they said, hey, look, come on out. We want to see you. And I auditioned for the job and I didn't get it. They turned me down. The first time I auditioned, they were like, they went another direction. Fast forward 5 months later, they called back and said, hey, look, we made a mistake.
So we know that other direction because we're watchers. So I know exactly what you're talking about.
Exactly what happened.
That was odd. Yeah, it was odd.
And they called me, and I went out and auditioned, and I signed a 7-year deal. So here it is.
Awesome. That is so awesome. We were so excited. Like, oh, it's a black trainer.
Word up.
And now that my father finds out that you're West Indian, he's going to be even more overjoyed. Yeah. So that is so cool. So did you pick up immediately and move to LA, or you still kept Body Sculptors going a little bit?
I picked up immediately in terms of my body and my house. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
I kept the business going. So
Okay.
I was committed to staying here and really, really diving into this new portion of my life to see how far I could take it.
Awesome, awesome. And now you have what is it, Tropic
About
50?
50.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Commercial, and I'm just like, oh my God, he's everywhere.
I'm working hard. That's all.
Well, that's good. No, that's good. That's what we all want to do, right?
Absolutely.
And you're changing lives. I mean, me and my sister were talking today on Periscope about the young lady that couldn't stand you last season.
Oh, Felicia.
Was that her name? Look, bye, Felicia. That was her name. My sister was like, he sure did help you lose a whole lot of weight while you got every kind of complaint in the book about this man.
Right. Nah, she had some things to work out.
Yeah. But one of my Periscope watchers, Nicole, I must tell you, she said she's tweeted you, but you have so many tweets, I'm sure you didn't see it. But she has a picture of you in front of her treadmill.
Oh, wow.
And she says it says something about take your hands off the treadmill. And she says she cusses you out on a daily basis. But yeah. I told her, you're going to end up on the show. I've got to tell him that. That is funny.
No, not if she listens to the rules now, she'll be fine. She's working. She's doing it. Yeah.
She's working, doing her thing. So if anyone has questions, like I said, you can put your questions up. Let me make sure I have my Q&A open. We had one question already that came in before we even got started. We have some other. What was your reaction when you got turned down? People are so afraid of rejection. That is so true. And in Hollywood, you have to be okay with rejection. Well, in life, period.
They called me while I was at work, and I was waiting on 2 weeks became 4 weeks became. I'm like, I'm not going to hear from these folks. And they finally called me and said, we went another direction. We really liked you. We thought you were awesome. We'll get back to you. So I just hung up the phone and I said to my staff, hey guys, I'm not going anywhere. We're back to business. Let's keep going. So it wasn't, I think my reaction would have been bad if I was relying so much on it. I was already in the middle of doing what I love. I was already in the middle of running a successful business. I had a vision of where I wanted it to go. So I was in a good place. It wasn't like something I depended on. So they said, no, that was cool. Keep moving, keep going, trust God, and everything's going to work out.
Exactly. Another question. What do you recommend as a good exercise program for people who tend to work out in fits and starts? So my friend said she'll work out a lot for a few weeks doing really hard workouts, and then she gets burned out, loses motivation, or gets injured. So what do you recommend?
Well, that's a lot, but because when you're injured, obviously you don't want to hurt yourself.
Right.
I always tell people when you're motivated, when you're demotivated, you got to switch up your routine. If you're accustomed to going to the gym yourself, putting on your music, and just, you can get bored really easy. But if you're doing a class or you're doing, you have a partner that's now that you're responsible for, like, listen, we're going to go, we're meeting at 7:00 no matter what, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. That's our routine. So you got to switch it up. You got to add a friend. You got to add a different routine, kind of shock your body, have fun. Everything's not about weights and cardio. You can go outside for a bike ride. You can go hiking. You can go swimming. You can do different things. So find something different and never get bored.
What do you tell your son about following his passion like you have?
What do I tell you, Isaiah, to follow your passion like I have? He's just laughing at me. I tell Isaiah all the time, I tell him, believe in himself, and care about the details. Because if you care about the details, you practice. I call details reps. If I care so much that everything is just so, it is not, I think so many people rely on the goal, like the big picture. Okay, I'm going to lose 20 pounds as opposed to I'm going to fall in love with taking care of myself. So many people rely on the big picture. I'm going to be a millionaire, without learning something they're passionate about, and the money comes. So if you care about the details, everything else will take care of itself.
We have another question from Alicia Decker. Hi, Dolvett and Renee. I have a comment and a question. I purchased Dolvett's book about a month ago to get in shape for my daughter's high school graduation. I love the book and the results I'm seeing. Do you have to increase the weight of your dumbbells?
Do you have to increase the weight of your dumbbells? That depends on your individual goal. Are you trying to get stronger, bigger, or do you want to stay lean and defined? If you're trying to stay lean and defined, only increase by 2 pounds or 5 pounds at best, just to add some muscle density. If you want to put on more muscle mass, then yes, increase the weight.
Great. So back to my questions.
Renee's talking.
What is your definition of success?
It's a good question. My definition of success is the consistent pursuit of something that I love. That to me is success.
And what do you think the best piece of advice you ever received was?
Stay green to grow, stoop to conquer.
Say that again.
Stay green to grow, stoop to conquer.
Oh, okay.
My mentor said that to me because he knows my personality. I have a very strong, go after it, get it kind of thing. And I was going into a new environment and a new setting. And he said to me, you're not in control in this environment. Just stay green to grow. Even when you know, stay green, stay open, be willing to learn. And then sometimes you just have to kind of sit back, stoop, play the back just to conquer, just to be on top. You don't always have to be in the front to win. You can be on the side to win and then go to the front. So it's chess, not checkers.
Very good advice. Very good advice. So as far as fitness goes, what would be your your top 3-5 tips that you think that somebody who's trying to say lose 20 pounds and by summertime, what would be your suggestion to them?
The first one I just mentioned would be to add a buddy, a friend, somebody that you can say, I'm accountable for you and you're accountable for me. Don't go at it alone, because if you go at it alone, you'll get frustrated. The second thing is to clean out your cabinets and your fridge. All the sugar don't leave the temptation around you if your goal is to be better, because you'll have those late night cravings, those midday cravings. Like, okay, I'm just going to eat this one last bag of chocolate chip cookies and then I'm done. You got to eliminate. You got to clean the house so you can clean the body. The third thing is mind and body. In order to change your body, you have to change your mind. So you have to start believing that you can achieve it, as opposed to saying, well, we'll see what happens. You have to change the way, take away the hope and put the belief in there. The fourth thing, and this is very important, is to add more greens to your diet. A lot of people tend to want to do a little bit of greens, maybe some steak or beef or something, steak or chicken or something, and high protein. But the more greens you eat, that level of fiber will flush out your system. Last but not least, don't be afraid to drink plenty of water, flushing your system. Sweat, sweat, sweat. I work out in the morning, first thing when I wake up. Before I go down, I work out then too. Do your cardio as bookends, work out in the middle.
Okay. Now, do you subscribe to the belief of working out on an empty stomach?
In the mornings, yeah, I do believe that fasting, yeah, absolutely, because your body is at a metabolic rate that can actually spike very high coming off of a rest period. So if you want to speed it up in that cusp, I just woke up, so now I'm going to go do my cardio, your body reacts very well. Your metabolism is on warp speed. You tend to lean down. In addition to that, you make the best decision right after you sweat, eat first thing in the morning. You probably won't go get the cereal or the pancakes because you're feeling too good about the way you started your day. And that can carry you a lot further than if you sat down, ate the sweets, crashed, and craved after.
And what do you think about the smoothies or juices or both?
I'm a fan. I'm a fan of smoothies. I make them all the time. I mean, I put a product that I'm involved with now, Boabap, which is a very high fiber content. Again, I want to flush the system, get about 32% per scoop. I put things like that in there, chia seeds, coconut oil. I love it. I love the fruit intake. I love the fiber intake and the greens, and it's real easy and quick. The juice is the same, but if you can keep as much as the pulp and the skin, please do.
Great. Dad, did you hear that? Okay.
You better be listening.
Right, exactly. So we have another question. Would you do any more acting in the future if and when the opportunity presents itself?
Absolutely. I mean, I'm taking lessons as we speak. I'm hoping to do film and maybe even some theater, but right now my sights is set on doing films.
Awesome. That'd be lovely. You could be the next superhero, since they seem to be bringing those back, right?
No, I'm not mad. Whatever it takes.
So also, what is your take on the raw food diet? Or like, people have been asking me just this week, I've had several people ask me, should I eliminate red meat from my diet to lose weight right away? And so what is your take on that?
My take is, on in all honesty, is everyone's different. I don't think there's a standard across the board that anyone should live and die by. Like, this is the way to go. You know, you're not going to tell me my religion. I'm going to choose my own God. Therefore, it's the same with my body. You know, some people are not gluten, have gluten tolerance, and it doesn't bother them at all. Some people tend to need to be gluten-free, and their body react different to things. So red meat, if it works for you, once in a while, do it. You know, I think there's some blood type is O, I think, that can take in more red meat than someone that say a B. You know, so it depends. Yeah. I forget those facts in terms of bloodline, but I know that there's a blood line out there that takes in more red meat than the other. If it works for you, trust it.
Exactly. And what I tell people is, if you burn more than you take in, right, and what you take in is healthy, then you should be fine. I said, so I'm a huge proponent for making sure you write down what you ate, whether it be in an app or on a paper or whatever, so you're accountable. Once again, be accountable for what you put in your body. And then these are the things that worked for me. So I just try to tell people what worked for me. So
I like it.
Yeah. And then I do believe in my wearable technology too. I'm not supporting this one right now. But maybe when I get a new one that I love, I will talk about it. But yes, I always know how many calories I've burned. And then I keep telling people all these wearable technologies, they talk to each other. So MyFitnessPal, which I think is the best thing ever, speaks right to this technology. So I know my deficit every day. So
there you go.
Yeah.
Having a visual goal is everything, isn't it? Like, you can actually, okay, a few more steps, or, you know, and just tracking that. Last night I got a lot of rest. Tonight I hope to get as much as I got last night. You know, all those stuff is good for you. It's really good. Yeah,
and I think it's so important when you understand what you're actually eating, which is why, you know, you don't know, my sister is a budding chef, and so she, you know, she does a lot of cooking, and my mother taught us we cook, and so I know exactly what I'm putting in my body. And even if I eat out, I usually look up what I'm going to eat before I go, so then I know the calories, so then I can eat and not feel guilty, and I know I'm not going to have to spend 10 hours on the treadmill later because I've paid attention to these things. So just, you should know.
That?
Huh?
Do that? Like, you look online and you look to see what you're going to eat before you get to the restaurant?
Let me tell you, but when they came out with that grilled KFC, I found out exactly how many calories it was. And I used to drive a lot for my job. This was like 3-4 years ago. And I was seriously losing. I mean, I was burning. I was like, I'm not playing. And so I knew when I got that thigh, how many calories it was going to be and how many calories that leg would be. Oh, I calculated down to the number.
Shout out to No Excuses. No excuses.
All of this information is online now, you know?
Of course, everything is online. You can get what am I putting in my body? The information is right in front of you. You know what I mean?
And MyFitnessPal, even if you eat some processed foods, because I'm not saying, because I know everybody is not Betty Crocker in the kitchen. So if you're going to eat processed foods, you just scan the barcode and you can find out exactly what's in it. And you can make sure you eat 1 serving and not 10. And I mean, all the information's right there. So
you don't. She wasn't condoning processed food, people. So don't eat processed food.
No.
Please Healthy choice first.
Yes.
Quality food, quality feeling.
Yes. And try, and I try to encourage people to try new foods. We're on this Brussels sprouts kick in my family, but people are like, ew, Brussels sprouts, little cabbages. They don't even remotely taste like cabbage. Not remotely. And there's so many great ways to make them. I'm like, come on, guys. So I'll tell you, my smoothie, I had to put a scoop of vanilla protein, and that hid the greens, and then I could swallow it, because otherwise it would take me all day to drink that one drink. I'm like, Jesus, I can't do it. Yeah, but the vanilla, it helped it, and I was like, okay, I can do this, and I could guzzle it. But do you have a favorite scripture or or even just a favorite quote? Oh, I can't see. Unfortunately, it's not clear enough.
Can you see that?
I could kind of, sort of. Let me see. Try again.
No.
What?
No weapon formed against me shall.
Oh, gotcha.
Isaiah 54:17.
I like that one. Oh, we got 2 more questions just came in. Hold on. Of course, they came on my phone. What are your thoughts on doing yoga as opposed to working out in the gym for weight loss?
I'm not married to one specific way of weight loss. I think when you lift weights in the gym, not only are you shaping and sculpting your muscles, you're also adding density to your bones, which complements your interior. So know that you're doing that. But I believe in order to maximize and receive the best mobile physique, not physical where you just can't move, but mobile physique where you're helping out your ligaments, your mobility, your tendons, etc., is to add yoga, have a yoga day, do weight training, do cardio, do outside activity, do spin time. Never married to one specific thing, because our body is so complex. It doesn't want just one specific thing. It invites all different things. So listen to your body and switch it up.
So, and I mean, we've seen this on Biggest Loser. Some people have had injuries, and so they couldn't quite participate in what everyone else participated in. So I know that swimming is a great exercise. I tell people all the time, if you've got joint issues or if you are extremely overweight and that's not a good idea for you to be jumping and running, then swimming is a great way to get at least down some, so that then you can, incorporate some of that other cardio, right?
100%. Again, that's another thing to say, you know what? There's no excuse. You can have some level of activity. And by the way, swimming, you burn a lot of calories, and again, if you're on the heavier side and your body can't respond very quickly to using weights, squats, lunges, etc., get in the pool, commit to that 4 or 5 days a week, and you'll start to see with a good diet, a good eating regime, a good eating regime, you'll start to see you lose weight. When you get those extra 10, 15, 20 pounds off, slowly starting to invite the weights into that. But never give up to swimming, because it's a good workout.
Another question. Have you ever thought about traveling to various cities to train or make special appearances as a guest trainer?
Absolutely. I mean, I've had a couple of offers on that type of thing. Right now, my travel is more so guest speaking than training, but some places have actually asked me to come out to do both. So I'll train for 40 minutes and then do the guest speaking before or after. So it's always a combination 9 times out of 10. And I love it.
Well, actually, for the trailer of this show, you probably didn't see it, but I put your Marquette, you spoke to some students at Marquette University.
Yeah, that was awesome.
So, yeah, and you did a great job too. So, and I didn't know. I was like, he speaks too? Wow. I went to see Jillian Michaels at the Auditorium Theater here in Chicago. It was sold out, and I was stunned.
Really?
It was amazing. And I was like, wow. Like, it opened my mind to the possibilities of things people can do. I think you could do something just like that as well. It was a very simple thing. She stood there. I don't think she even wore shoes. And she just stood there in her jeans and her shirt, and she just talked. And it was amazing. It was amazing. Francelina and why did I just forget her fiance's name? But they were there.
Francelina and Jeff.
Thank you, Jeff. They were there. I took a picture with them there. Oh, my sister said, I saw the video of you guest speaking. What is your message when you speak?
A message, obviously, it's truly empowering. It's just about being empowered and feeling like, we all have inner greatness in us. I think society, even ourselves, we fall prey of shutting that down or quieting that or being ashamed of saying, I'm great, I'm able to do anything I want to do. My speech is wrapped around much more than just physical strength, but mental, spiritual, and emotional strength. And I try to give that to the audience and reassure them that these are certain tools that you can do every single day. These are certain affirmations you can tell yourself every single day to own your great.
Now, how did you get into speaking? Because, most people are like the gym person. You're like, yeah, leave them at the gym. So
I was speaking before before training.
Okay.
I was young and, sermons in church and writing a lot of letters and short stories. I have 2 books of short stories right now. So it's much more than a push-up.
Okay. Much more than a push-up. I love it. But I mean, like I said, you're very good at it. I know that those students were very honored, and I would love to be able to sit and, because I do speaking as well. So I would love to sit and watch you. Because you do speak very well. Because like I said, some people in the gym don't, they don't speak so good, but they can teach you what you need to know to do what you need to do in the gym.
You're so wrong for that. You're so
I know. I mean, but I'm just saying, But no, but like I said, we watched that video. And actually, when I get the little trailers, I try to find a video that really showcases the person so that you can really see something different. And I found that one was like, oh, this is perfect. Because, there was a lot of segments, of course, with you working out. I go, no, I want something different. So this was cool. Okay, of course, the next question is he coming to Chicago?
I was just in Chicago week before last.
I know, but to do what she said, to do the whole training and.
Yeah. If they invite me out, I'll be happy to come.
Okay.
Put it together. Let's go.
Okay, that question was from Bam, who actually works at the radio station. I don't know. Maybe she can come up with something. We'll see. You have a great speaking voice. Can you sing? Since we are discovering hidden talents. That's from my sister.
I sang growing up in the choir. Yes, I do sing. I love to.
Alicia, he does have all sorts of talents. I see. Sermons, I heard. You going to start a church next?
No.
My mom is a priest, and Amara calls me the, what does he call me? The priestess or something. And I'm like, Amara, I'm not going to seminary.
That's awesome.
I am very involved in the church,
awesome.
But I'm going to leave that to my mom. Reverend Joyce.
She's
an Episcopal priest.
Episcopal priest, got it.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Cool. Reverend Joyce does a great job, and we're going to leave the church to her.
Hallelujah.
Amen. Exactly. We have another question, I think. Nope, that's it. Okay. So, finish this sentence. I believe in
God.
Life is
what you make it.
That is so true. So true. My job is
changing lives.
Now, did you ever imagine that this would be your life? Like, if you rewind the clock, could you have seen yourself sitting in the Game of Thrones chair like, this is really my life?
Yeah. I love that because people are like, how did you get here? Did you know that this would happen? I mean, the answer is yes. Everything that I'm doing now, I provoked. You know what I mean? I provoke, and everything I did this morning, I provoke. So I'm always planting seeds. My entire life has been planting seeds to strategically set up for tomorrow, immediate, a month from now, intermediate, 5 years from now, the distance. So, everything happens for a reason. I trust that if you believe it, it can happen. So I've been believing this. Belief didn't just happen Now that I'm on the show, this didn't make this happen. It happened way before. And it has nothing to do with the show. It has all my belief to do in God and my ability to go further than where I am.
Another question. How do you keep your skin looking so good? Love you and thank you for everything, Dolvett. That's Alicia Decker. I know one answer is water because everyone always asks me about mine, and I drink 3 liters a day.
Plenty of water. I guess the right skin products. I put coconut oil all over my body before I leave the shower, wet and all. That was a lot.
It's okay.
Pause for that. Pause for a moment.
What did you say when people said you were not going to get to the Game of Thrones chair? Oh, that's a good one.
What did I say when people said what?
She was being funny. When they said basically she said, what did you say when people said you were not going to get to the Game of Thrones chair? So people that said you weren't going to make it, as far as you are.
I told my haters, when I blow up, don't show up. Don't come in. Yeah, I mean, like, we did this. I did this already, like, listen, I'm a Lannister. We gonna make this work. Game of Thrones, April 7th, tune in.
I love it. But you're right. And there's so many. Now, your family, how does your family feel about your success? And were they there with you as you were trucking through to get there?
Yeah, my family's really proud of me. I'm so blessed to say they're very supportive. They're very, loving. I mean, I think everyone who follows me on all my social media outlets, Quintessential, my app, IG, so on and so forth, know that my biggest supporter is my son. He's one of my best friends. I love him to death. And he supports me as long as I can keep him happy and keep guiding him to be the best person he could be, then that's all the support I need.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Because, there's a lot of people out there that their families are not quite behind what they're doing. And so, but they have to keep moving. And even in weight loss, sometimes there's that one person in the household, but everyone else is basically sabotaging what you're doing.
Yeah, there's always an enabler around you somewhere.
Yeah.
Watch them. They're like little Pac-Man, Pac-Woman.
Yes, exactly. You got to be very careful. Very careful. Who's the first person you tell your good news to? I think I have an idea.
The first person I tell my good news to?
Mm-hmm.
You probably thought I would say Isaiah.
I was thinking you were going to say that.
Yeah, it's probably the girl I'm dating.
Okay. Well, that's good too.
Yeah.
So we want to make sure we support you on everything you have going. So please tell us, because I know you have a lot. So please tell us so that we can make sure, and I'll put it all in the box below the video too, but make sure you let us know so we can support you.
Please support me in my brand new app, which takes a lot of work, by the way. It's Quince Essential, my last name Quince, and then Essential. That's been a labor of love. I'm currently writing a second book right now, which is amazing for me. Just got re-signed to another year with Trop 50. Very excited about working with them. I have partners in vegetarian space. I have partners in the food delivery space to your home with Thrive Market. I am opening up private recovery spaces across the nation. And last but not least, the gyms are in the work again. So that's all I can say with that. So
okay.
I'm just dabbling.
No, that's good. The average millionaire has 7 streams of income.
This is true. I think I gave you 6. So the last one is the supplement. I'm finally in the supplement world, and I have some amazing healthy products that will come out towards the summer and also next year.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah, man.
We have another quick question. Why coconut oil? You said you put it on your skin and in your smoothies. What is your take on coconut oil? And why do you think it's so great?
The level of hydration that it gives you. It's for me a way of hydrating my skin, keeping it natural. I love the way, especially for my skin, it makes my skin feel, settles on my skin, keeps me feeling good, hides those wrinkles. You know, it's just a good thing you can put on your body and also in your body. It reduces
And then
high hydration.
my sister said true Jamaican.
The same coconut, I'm a coconut plantain, and you know.
Exactly. Can you tell us what exactly are private recovery spaces? That's one question we had real quickly.
What exactly are they?
Yeah.
Oh God, I want to tell you so bad, but I'm
Okay.
in the middle of something right now. So
Okay, I got you.
You'll see. Just trust. You'll see. Coming soon.
Yes. So everyone, please make sure you follow Dolvett. He's at Dolvett on Twitter, on Instagram. He's Dolvett Quince on Facebook. And what else do you have?
Quince Essential, my app.
Quince Essential, his app. Everyone's going to download the app. As a matter of fact, I will get the link for the app from at least the App Store on Apple, and I will post that in the video below. But we should have a whole lot of people that are about to download this app right now, right?
Indeed.
And everyone, because why would you not want to have Dolvett right there at your phone so he can help you to get it right and get it tight?
Go people.
You know, so you got to get it together. I am Dr. Renee. You can follow me at Ask Dr. Renee on all social media platforms. Thank you so much to Archon Mounts for being the first company to sponsor an episode of the Ask Dr. Renee show. Here's one of their lovely products. This is my tripod I use for those that follow me on Periscope. This is what I Periscope from. This is my little tripod. But I obviously have a lot of products from them. But thank you, Archon. Thank you, Aaron Roth, because you're just amazing. And I was so excited that I got not just a little company, but a big company to be a part of the show. And so I want to say thank you. We have Trep Tuesday this week with Gwen Jameer. Gwen created Naturalicious hair products, and she's an entrepreneur. Tuesdays is dedicated to entrepreneurs. So that's what Trep means. Trep means entrepreneur. So I hope you guys will tune in on Tuesday. If you guys have any other questions, you need to hurry up and send them because we are going off, obviously. And we'll be back here at the same time, same place on Tuesday. And by Tuesday, we'll let you know who will be on next week. And hopefully by next week, we'll start Music Mondays and we'll actually have the 3 episodes a week that I've been planning for since January. Oh, and I knew there was some other housekeeping I needed to do. You guys, I forgot to tell you, for those that don't know me anywhere else, please go purchase this Essence magazine because over here on page 106, you may see a familiar face.
Yes.
So everyone, please go buy this Essence. It's a great article that helps you with tips before you go to the doctor. So it's 3 female doctors that are letting you know what to do before you actually go to the doctor, so that when you get to the doctor, they are happy to see you and you're prepared for your trip. Oh, do you have a healthy carrot cake recipe in your book?
No, the next one I better have one because I told the world how much I love carrot cake. I can't get enough. So you want to get to my heart? Make me a cake. Like it's over. Game over. Carrot cake is life. Oh my God.
My cake that I make is pound cake. That's my specialty.
Hello.
My family requests that, pound cake, which is, of course, not a good cake to eat at all. I just get my little sliver and I'm out, but, you know.
Okay, I was about to slap your hand, but okay.
Okay, thank you so much, Dolvett. Hold on, Dolvett. Don't leave. And everyone, thank you so much. We will see you on Tuesday, same time. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Subscribe button will be right here. Thank you. Have a good night.